Every year, Americans throw away more than 81 pounds of clothes per person. That's almost 12 billion pounds of fabric wasted. And it's not just about clothes. The average person owns over 300,000 items, from gadgets to books, and yet, we're constantly told that decluttering will fix everything. But does it really? Can throwing things away truly solve all our problems? In this video, we'll explore why decluttering isn't the quick fix many think it is. We'll dive into the psychological side of minimalism, uncover surprising facts about how clutter affects your brain, and share why simply getting rid of stuff doesn't always make your life easier. You'll find out why minimalism goes beyond just cleaning up your space and why it might not be the solution you're searching for. Stay tuned to discover the truth behind minimalism and how you can use it to create lasting change in your life, without falling for the illusion of a clutter-free miracle. Chapter 1. The illusion of simplicity. Minimalism is often presented as a simple fix to life's overwhelming clutter. The idea is simple. Get rid of physical items, and you'll feel mentally at ease. But does it really work that way? The truth is, decluttering your space doesn't automatically clear your mind. In fact, research from Princeton University shows that cluttered environments can increase stress and lower productivity. Yet, while cleaning up your space can help, it's not a magic bullet. Think about it. How often have you cleaned your desk, only to find the mental load hasn't lifted? It's easy to think that if we just get rid of one more thing, everything will feel lighter. But the reality is, mental clutter is much harder to deal with. You can have a clean room and still feel overwhelmed by your thoughts. This is because physical clutter is just one piece of the puzzle. A study by the National Institute of Health found that mental clutter, unfinished tasks, unresolved emotions, has a far bigger impact on your well-being than what's on your shelves. We often mistake physical decluttering as a shortcut to a peaceful mind. But real peace comes when we learn to address our internal clutter. And this involves letting go of mental distractions, stress, and emotional baggage. It's not about throwing things away, it's about recognizing what's truly important inside and out. If we spend too much time focusing on tidying up, we might miss out on clearing out the mental chaos. Decluttering your home is a good start, but it's just the beginning. True minimalism requires a holistic approach. When you reduce your external distractions, you must also work on reducing internal ones. This can be achieved through practices like mindfulness and meditation. According to psychology expert Dr. Sherry Borg-Carter, the brain functions better when it's given space to process information, just like your home. Chapter 2. Minimalism is not a cure-all. We live in a world where quick fixes are everywhere. The promise of minimalism is alluring. It's marketed as the perfect solution to modern life's overwhelming nature. But there's a catch: minimalism won't fix everything. While getting rid of excess stuff can help create a more calming environment, it doesn't magically solve deeper emotional or psychological issues. A study from the University of California found that individuals who focused solely on decluttering their space didn't experience significant long-term happiness boosts. Sure, they felt relief immediately after cleaning up, but that sense of satisfaction quickly faded. The root cause of many problems, stress, anxiety, dissatisfaction, remains, even when your physical environment is tidy. Minimalism is not a magic cure, it's a tool, not a solution. Take the idea of consumerism, for example. Many people use shopping as an escape from stress or as a way to feel good. While minimalism can help break the cycle of accumulation, it's not a substitute for addressing the emotional or psychological reasons behind overconsumption. In fact, a 2018 study from the Journal of Consumer Research showed that people with emotional triggers tend to accumulate things as a way to fill an emotional void. Decluttering won't address that inner emptiness. Moreover, minimalism can sometimes be used as a way to avoid confronting deeper issues. It's easy to think that by cleaning up your space, you're fixing your life. But true change requires more than just external tidying. It takes an honest look at your habits, your mindset, and your emotional health. As author Marie Kondo points out in her book The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up, the key is not just letting go of physical objects but understanding the emotional connection we have with them. By focusing solely on decluttering, you may be missing the opportunity to examine what truly makes you happy. Minimalism doesn't guarantee emotional well-being, it merely sets the stage for personal growth. If you aren't addressing your deeper issues, no amount of decluttering will fill that gap. Chapter 3. Confronting your stuff. Emotional detox. Letting go of your things can be hard. Emotional attachment to objects isn't something we always recognize, but it's real. When you declutter, you're not just removing physical items, you're confronting the emotions tied to them. That old sweater from a lost loved one, the toys you bought for your kids when they were younger, the books you've held onto for years. Each item represents a part of your life and identity. But decluttering doesn't have to mean giving up meaningful memories. In fact, confronting your emotional attachments can be a cathartic process. A study published in the Journal of Consumer Research revealed that people who examined the sentimental value of their possessions felt more confident in their decision to let go. It's the emotional detox that matters. You have to understand why you hold on to certain items, and what role they play in your life. Psychologists argue that holding on to things is often a form of avoiding emotions. By holding on, we delay confronting difficult feelings like grief, guilt, or loneliness. In a 2016 article in Psychology Today, Dr. David Tolan, a specialist in hoarding and compulsive behaviors, explained that letting go is sometimes more about letting go of old emotional baggage than the physical object itself. Emotional detox through decluttering isn't just about organizing. It's about exploring why we keep things and whether they serve us. It's about learning to release, forgive, and move on. The more we hold on to, the harder it is to live in the present moment. Decluttering forces us to ask, do these items still reflect who I am today? A fascinating study in 2019 from the University of Minnesota explored how people's attachment to possessions can impact their well-being. Researchers found that people who regularly assessed their emotional ties to objects were better able to make decisions about letting go, and felt a greater sense of control over their lives afterward. This emotional detox helps create mental space for growth and clarity. Minimalism isn't just about keeping your home clean, it's about cleaning up your emotional state. Confronting your attachment to things is a vital step in truly decluttering your life. The emotional detox can be challenging, but it leads to a more fulfilling and intentional life. So, next time you feel the urge to declutter, ask yourself, what am I really holding onto, and why? If you're finding this helpful so far, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more insights on simplifying your life, improving your mindset, and living with purpose. Chapter 4. The dark side of decluttering. Obsession. While decluttering can bring a sense of calm, it can also be taken too far. Minimalism, when done obsessively, can become just another form of control. Sometimes, people turn decluttering into an addiction, constantly seeking to reduce and organize every aspect of their lives. This is when minimalism crosses over from a healthy practice to a compulsive behavior. A study by the University of California found that some individuals develop a compulsive need to constantly declutter, leading to a sense of anxiety if they feel their space isn't perfectly organized. This obsession can actually cause more stress than it alleviates. You might find yourself getting caught in an endless loop of sorting and discarding, which takes away time and energy from other, more important aspects of life. Dr. Sherry Borg Carter, a psychologist, mentions in her book High-Octane Women that perfectionism often plays a role in obsessive minimalism. She notes that individuals with perfectionistic tendencies can be so consumed with creating a perfect environment that they fail to focus on what really matters. In the pursuit of simplicity, they miss the bigger picture, living intentionally. While there's nothing wrong with wanting a clean space, the focus should be on balance. Decluttering should feel freeing, not restrictive. It's important to recognize when you're becoming overly focused on your surroundings at the expense of your mental health. Experts suggest practicing mindfulness and ensuring that your decluttering habits align with your overall well-being, not just your desire for order. The goal of minimalism should be to live with intention, not to create stress by constantly striving for an ideal. If you find yourself endlessly tossing things out in search of the perfect home, it might be time to reevaluate your approach. True minimalism should create freedom, not more pressure. Chapter 5. Declutter your mind, not just your home. While decluttering your space is a great starting point, the most significant transformation comes when we tackle the clutter in our minds. Mental clutter often stems from a lack of clarity, indecision, or lingering negative thoughts. Research shows that too much mental clutter can actually diminish our ability to make decisions. According to a study in the Journal of Consumer Research, having too many choices or tasks in our minds can lead to decision fatigue, which causes us to make poor choices or avoid decisions altogether. The connection between physical and mental clutter is powerful. Research by the American Psychological Association indicates that a chaotic environment can lead to heightened stress levels, which in turn affect our mental state. But here's the twist. Simply organizing your space won't eliminate that stress if the mind is still overloaded. You need to clear your mental space as well. One strategy for mental decluttering is journaling. According to best-selling author James Clear in Atomic Habits, writing down thoughts, worries, and to-do lists can help clear the fog in your mind. By transferring your thoughts onto paper, you create more space for clarity and focus. It's a simple practice that can lead to huge changes in how you manage stress and mental clutter. Another powerful tool is mindfulness. Studies show that mindfulness meditation can reduce stress and improve mental clarity. A study published in Psychological Science revealed that people who practiced mindfulness showed improved focus and cognitive function. The practice encourages you to pay attention to the present moment and let go of distractions. This type of mental decluttering can have lasting benefits far beyond physical tidiness. To truly declutter your life, it's crucial to recognize the need for both mental and physical space. It's about building a habit of creating clarity in your thoughts just as much as you do in your environment. Setting aside time for reflection or practicing mindfulness can help clear the mental clutter, making it easier to focus on what really matters. If you're enjoying these insights, hit the subscribe button and stay tuned for more ways to simplify and organize your life, mind, body, and space. Chapter 6. Simplicity Beyond Stuff. True minimalism is about more than just reducing the number of things you own. It's about living intentionally and prioritizing what truly matters to you. Many people get caught up in the idea that having fewer possessions means being a better minimalist. But the reality is that minimalism is a mindset, a way of living rather than just a lifestyle choice. Author Greg McKeown, in his book Essentialism, argues that simplicity is about doing fewer things, but doing them better. It's about making space for the important things in life by cutting out the unnecessary. This doesn't mean living in a bare, empty space. It means making conscious decisions about how to spend your time, energy, and resources. One of the keys to living intentionally is learning to say no. A study by the University of California found that people who practice intentional living, by setting clear boundaries and saying no to things that don't align with their goals, are happier and less stressed. Saying no can create more space in your life for what's meaningful, whether it's time for family, personal growth, or creativity. The goal of minimalism isn't just to own fewer things, it's to find more fulfillment. Studies show that people who focus on experiences rather than material possessions are generally happier in the long run. In a 2014 study from the Journal of Positive Psychology, researchers found that spending money on experiences, such as travel or spending time with loved ones, leads to greater long-term happiness than buying material goods. True simplicity comes when we focus on what matters most. When we live with intention, our choices become more purposeful. Decluttering is just the first step. It's the beginning of a journey toward living more deliberately and finding greater meaning in everyday life. Minimalism becomes a way to prioritize joy, relationships, and growth over unnecessary distractions. At the end of the day, minimalism is about freedom, freedom from clutter, yes, but also freedom to focus on the things that make life worth living. It's not about fitting into a mold or following a trend. It's about creating space, physically, mentally, and emotionally, to live your best life. By embracing simplicity, you allow yourself to live intentionally, with purpose and clarity. That's the true essence of minimalism.